Njume Roland, former outstanding midfielder for the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon, kick-started his career in civilian football with Electsport Football Club of Limbe, a one-time Division 1 team in Cameroon. The promotion of the team to Division 1 was an exciting period of Ntoko's stay in Electsport. Follow the details of his stay in the team.
I'm a child of Electsport. Let me put it that way. So I grew up, hanging out with I grew up hanging out with Electsport, training with Electsport when I was still young. And it's also interesting to know that my General Sonny Ngole Bome, was once captain of Electsport. So I was like the errand boy of Electsport. You know what I mean? Yes,
yeah.
Hanging out with them in camp. We live next door. We live next door to Nell. Yeah, and I would always come join them in camp and follow them all the way to matches. Go to Boya, go to Kumba. I would sit in the bus. We have 16 players. I would be the 17th guy inside the bus. That was how it was going to go. Yeah. So I grew up playing soccer just like every other kid. And in 1987, I was in Casbambili, came back home, waiting for the GC results. And unfortunately, I didn't pass. But at that same time, we had competitions in Limbe, So I was playing for Church Street, Black Devils. Red Devils or Black Devils, whatever, I forgot the name, Red Devils, yeah. So me and my brother Justice, who's an attorney backup, you know him, yeah. We were playing in the midfield. So I excelled. I was really that guy, the go-to guy for Church Street. I was scoring free kicks. I was giving assists, making jumping and working really hard. So I shined in that tournament. Yeah. So when the results came back, I failed the GC. I had to go back and take with Sase College. Yeah. So during that time, Mr. Banjem, famous Banjem, Electsport Limbe,
Yes, sure.
Do you know Banjem?
Sure.
You remember Banjem, Mr. Banjem?
Sure.
Yeah. So he came to the house. He came to the house and talked to my parents that, hey, you have a wonderful child here, a wonderful player. I want to play with Electsport. My dad said, hey, go and ask him in Electsport. I was like, I'm so honored and decided, yes, I'm going to play with Electsport. So at that same time, I had to go to school. I had to go back to Sase, in Boya. So how was that going to happen? Me in Boya, Electsport in Limbe. So they sent a delegation to come see Pangando. Yeah, they came to Sase, saw Pangando, talked to him, gave Pangando an envelope, and Pangando gave me the full freedom to come play games with the Electsport Limbe. So in a nutshell, that's how I came to play with Electsport Limbe. Yeah, so and then I'll come down and play with Electsport. That's how I was basically recruited. Nothing. They didn't give me any money. I think they gave my mom a little bit to come back and play with Electsport. That was it. That's how I started playing with Electsport.
Yes, you were in Sase College, which is a big-time boarding school, and you were now accepted to play in Electsport. Did you ever have at any time any hitches as a student in the boarding school when Electsport maybe had a match, since they had negotiated to be taking you out to go play this match? Did you ever at any time have any challenge being a student and playing for Electsport?
Challenges, I would say, conflict. Yeah, Pangando gave them one condition. If there's a conflict where Electsport is supposed to play and Sase is supposed to play with Sase College. Yeah, that was one condition that Pangando gave them. So I remember once, the only challenge I had was we had a replay, a game that was supposed to play all over again. I think it was against Sauvé or against Sauvé. Yeah, I was in camp with Electsport in Limbe. Yeah, and behind the scenes, it got announced that replay was supposed to take Sunday in Boya. That was strange, So that night, late Father Nomi, yeah. Father Nomi drove up and came to Electsport's camp in Limbe, in Bota, and took me out of camp, took me back to, but I was so mad, And that game was supposed to play against PW of Kumba. Of all PW of Kumba, as a young kid, PW Kumba, we looked at PW Kumba, we looked up to PW Kumba as the epitome of soccer in Southwest, you know what I mean? So playing against PW Kumba, those Tio, Nana, I was a young guy, so I met these guys, so I had the opportunity to play against them. And then come from out of camp and take me back to Boya, So that was that was one of the low points in my life, So we went back to Saturday night. He stopped at him. He stopped at him. He knew I was pissed. He knew I wasn't happy about him coming to pick me up. So we stopped Jerry Limbe. Remember the Jerry Limbe? We stopped over there. He got me berger. He got me some little pastries and stuff like that, just to like, appease me, pass through Bojongo at night. That's what's driving at night, like 11 p.m. at night, going back to Boya, Bakosima, he was like, Bakosima, you got to play with Sasa. That was the deal. We have a game, Pangano gave you a deal. You had to play with Sasa. Yes. So went back now. Okay, we went Sunday morning, the game got cancelled again.
So it was an opportunity for you to go back to
I'm now
Limbe.
in Boya. I can't play against Sobe because the game got cancelled. Paranomi took me back to camp in Limbe to play against PW Kumba. And then you know what? That same night, when they took me off, Electsport, when they went to do that little gree-gree in the gree-gree. So there was no way I could start a game if I wasn't present. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. So the guy was really interested. He can't play. He can't start the game because he wasn't part of the ritual. I was like, oh my God, this is so unfortunate. So as things happen, she loved me so much. She said, no, this is my little guy, a son of Electsport. Do whatever you need to do. He must play this game. Against PW Kumba on that famous, and then it was a draw. I came into the game in the second half. It was 1-1. I came in the game in the second half. So that's how this is one of like those things that happened when I was in South playing with Electsport. Yeah.
If you were to think about some memorable matches, that you played with Electsport.
Okay, memorable matches that I can remember. You won against Kamakumba in Kumba. Yes. You want me to talk about the preparation or the game itself? Yeah.
Why not go to the preparation? The night you spent in the camp.
We had I'll go to the preparation.
Yes.
So it was the last 2 days in the Southwest Second Division League, and the last 2 games we had 37. Kamakumba had 41 points. So we had the last 2 games we had to play against Kamak in Kumba. Our last game against Top Tazan in Limbe. Kamakumba also had 2 games to go against Electsport in Kumba and against Victoria United in Limbe. Kamak with 41, a draw, just 1 point of all those 6 points to top the league and qualify for Interpol. Yeah. So we had to stop them from reaching that goal. We were in Ombe that famous weekend, camped in Ombe, and Saturday night I was sleeping, like peacefully sleeping, preparing for my game, and I realized that somebody touched me on my shoulder in my sleep. I see Mr. Benjamin is beckoning on me. Hey, calm down. So normally they picked up the first 11 the starters to come to the ritual. So I came down. I was like, what's going on? I was like, hey, shut up, just come, follow me. So I got into the room that that was used for the ritual. Who did I see in front of me? Pamukala, the famous Pamukala of the Kata farmers. Yeah. So the floor, I remember vividly on the floor, he drew there was a circle on the floor, and inside it had like a charcoal. They put like a little bottle of dry gin, and then he had with him like this pigeon.
Yes, the pigeon.
Oh, Poli, right?
Exactly,
yeah.
Exactly. The pigeon. Yes.
Yeah, we call it Poli, remember?
Yes.
Yes. So he asked me to like get into the circle. He asked my name. I told him my name. So I get into the circle. I got inside the circle. Little circle that he made. He did his little rituals, and then he gave me a little bit of that pigeon. It was roasted to eat. Can you believe they gave me charcoal and dry janjomo? This is at the eve of a game. If I look back now, but back then I was ready. I was motivated. I was like, ready to just go and play. I don't care what they give to me. I was supposed to go play that game. So I had my charcoal, I had my dry gin, drank it, took my little roasted pigeon that they gave me and ate it. When you're going back outside with your back, so I walk out backwards.
Yes.
I came in like this and I walk out backwards. It's like if they go to water, they try to look at the thing that try to look at you, they cannot see who is it, they can see only your back. That's why you walk backwards and go out. That's little ritual. So there we go. We landed in Kumba. He told us not to go through the gate in Kumba. Do everything not to pass through the gate in Kumba. So we came fans, they were trying to force our boss for us to go through the gate. We went around government school Kumba Town. You know government school Kumba Town very well.
Yes, that's right. Went
around right behind the grounds, parked the bus. So we took everybody climbed on top of Jambos because he was the guy leading the troop. So he jumped into the field. So we all followed suit, jumped into the field. And so Kumba fans with just tangy bottles full of pits inside.
Yes.
Yeah. It was spraying us, like, like you're neutralizing the jars that we made, like the spraying us. I was like, this is nasty, but they were doing that to us, So Pat Mukala said, you guys will win this game. You will win this game. I was like, so we went in, I was full of confidence, got into the game. It was really like a tough game, We knew we were coming here to win. The confidence was high and everything, yeah. So long story short, tough game with Skandem, Charles Samo in the goal. On my side, we had me in midfield, Paquito, Legion by Jeffrey, Benjamin in the goal. We had like a solid team, solid group. Kamunye, Kande Jean Bosco, Ngale, all those guys who played in the journals to help the group. So we had a great game, and like towards the last minute, 88, 89 minutes, yeah, I don't know where that ball came from, Kande running, and before Chasamo realized, Kande just loved him, and then 1-0. And then somebody was saying that at the last moment, Pamukala was the one walking the gate where the game was 0-0. He was like living. At that same time, was living. Kandem scored.
So here is Electsport qualified.
So
yes.
We won the game once. That's like one of those like.
So this is Electsport. After that difficult match, you went through. You qualified.
So we had the last game. We qualified now. We have 40 points now. Kumba has 41 points, but they still have to come play against Popo and Limbe. Yeah, that's the last game of play. They still have, if they beat the Popo and Limbe, now they have to win the Popo to qualify. So we came and played the first game against Top Tazan, and I scored in that game. We beat Top Tazan 3-1. I scored in that game. I scored a good header. It was me, Orlando, and Jean Bosco Kane who scored in those games. And then the second game now, Kamakumba. Now with 43 points, Kamakumba is 41 points. They have to win the Popo to qualify.
Yes.
So Limbe, the SDO, everybody in Limbe go to Popo that there's no way you guys have, you guys to prepare Kamakumba. There's no way. They took Popo to come, but they took them to Manawabe and locked them over there, and then play against Kamakumba. It was a great game. I was watching that game from the side, knowing that this is our time. If Popo wins, it was a great weekend in Limbe that weekend. Yeah. So Ajike, goal machine, great player. I'll never forget that day and because they beat Kamakumba 2-0, and here we are, Electsport,
champion,
qualifying for. So that was like really a great moment in my football history. Yeah, playing a lot.
So how was
the famous late champion? It was really wonderful. Yeah.
How was it now at the Interpols? Can we have a bird's eye view of the Interpols? You went there, and what was the fate of Electsport after the Interpols?
If I look back, I played one of my best soccer in that Interpol, that competition. Yeah, we still camped in leave Ombe to go play in Douala and come back to Ombe. It wasn't like really far away. Now we got Mayebi, like Peru, Mayebi. Mayebi, we had to get Mayebi to come coach Electsport now for the Interpol. The coach give to Mr. Chemo. I think he's of late. Mr. Chemo is the one who actually qualified the team for Interpol, and then the Douala, they had to bring somebody to reinforce the team, knowing that this is a critical moment. So they brought some who had experience, and that was the person of my. And when Mayebi came to camp in Ombe, that's one of the first times that I started learning about football. Mayebi, he was a genius. He was a tactical genius. Yeah. So he coached us, prepared us physically, mentally, ready, tactically. So I was like one of the youngest guys in the team. I was small. He called me in his room, encouraged me to talk to me. It's like he told me about. So he actually built my confidence. He said, "I know you're like a young and uprising guy, but let me tell you, you have a lot of potential. I'll teach you how to you discipline. You got to work on this and work on this." So I took all that into consideration, worked really hard, knowing that this is a stage where I could shine and then love to height. So prepared for Interpol, went to Douala. First game was against Peter Bamenda. Unfortunately, we lost first game. We didn't lose hope. Came back to Ombe, kept working hard. The next game we played against Sophie Bell of Belabo. I came out, played really well. Assist, I gave Kandem an assist. We beat Sophie Bell Belabo 2-1. Next game we played against This is where another memorable match. I need to tell you about this, Mr. Njume, if you have time. Yes. We got in the game. Eglenchan had this guy called Caporal. Huge.
Yes,
huge
I know
guy.
him. I know him.
Caporal Eglenchan.
Caporal, the tall man.
Caporal, he told you, give that, yeah. I was putting about 13 share. I was mesmerizing, yeah. Okay, let me go back. Do you know, I'm not sure, late Yemba Bonito was a player for the junior national team.
Yes. And
he was playing for Electsport also. Could you believe he was in the bench, but I was playing in this position. That's how Mayebi came and changed everything. Yeah. Mayebi said, no, I gave him confidence. Bonito, you sit on the bench. So it was in the midfield, Jacques and Paquito. Tuku Paquito. That's how we're playing in midfield. Me and Paquito. On the right side, attack, you had Tanyi, Kandem number 9, and Gale. And Maibu was called the false number 9. So Gale was playing alongside Kandem and then Tanyi up front. Then me, Paquito, and Jacques in the midfield. In the back, on the right side, Mohamed from Ghana. On the left side, we had Orlando from Ghana. Number 4 position, we had Lady number Jeffrey. And then Cameroonian number 5. This guy was playing on top teams in the littoral area, And then goalkeeper, we had I think we had Beckham and goal. That's how we play. That's how we played the whole Interpol. Against Eglet in Chan, after the game.
What was the result of that match with Eglet in Chan?
I was mesmerizing a lot of Capora. Hey, you guys tell that little man. That little man is beating 1-0.
And what the next match?
1-0.
Yes, and the next match.
Story, Mr. Njume.
Yes.
That's my play against Koimarua. Now we beat Sofibel. We beat him. We beat him. We had to play against Koimarua. We beat Koimarua also 1-0. Beat Koimarua again. Kane Jambo score with 9 points. We came out first now in our pool, so we automatically qualify for Division 1.
Yes. Electsport played only one season in the first division. What was the problem? Why did they survive only one season?
I will start with them. It was all I would say was all some kind of like mismanagement, and they didn't give confidence in those who like qualified the team into Division 1. So you know how like back home in Limbe, I was against this. They didn't believe in your own homegrown player. You think you had to go across Mongo to go get the guys from company to reinforce the team. I was fighting against that personally. Yeah, I was like, no, you can't go over Mongo, come back or washed out over there. I'm sorry to say that. They went and brought all the old players. They went and brought Dianga from Tonnerre. They brought Njo from Canon. They brought some guy some other guys that we haven't heard of. These are guys who played on the other side, but they are old players. Why would you go bring old players, the team that just qualified into Division 1 when you had younger guys like that? I was there, potential, Lady Jeffrey, Baye, Bissell. We had guys who were playing, who were good. Just have to give them the confidence to play. But this was all like, I'm sorry to say that, but it was all, everyone tried to make money off of Electsport going to Division 1. There's a lot of money going around. They brought great player, Jang Sunday, enjoy great player, but I don't think those were the players that we needed at that time. You had to encourage your own guys, recruit from players, put them together and play. So what happened at the end of the day, they brought also late Ojong Degage. He came also. And we realized that things were not working out like it should. These guys were not like die-hearted like fans of Electsport. These guys were not home. So they were not giving their all. They were here to make money. Things were not working out. They packed their stuff and they went back to Douala. You know how much I got from Electsport after qualifying into first division? They gave me 50,000 francs.
Wow.
To sign for Division 1. You know how much Njo from Canon got? Njo from Canon got 500,000.
No.
They brought those guys from Douala who haven't even played 300,000, 20,000 francs CFA. The soil. You gave me 50,000. When I go to complain, they say, no, your dad is in Limbe. You're son of the soil. Export your Limbe. You don't have to complain. Just play. You love the game. Just play. You're part of the team. That's what they told me, Mr. Njume. So then, my baby is gone, and Ojong Degage was now, and I was like a child to let Ojong. He encouraged me, and I was like, hey, this is your time now to shine. This team is going down. So this is your, show what you know, play your best football, and then the rest will be history. So he ended up going down to Division 2. That's when actually I didn't know people were watching me, and I started having to recruit me from Douala. Douala wanted me, Leopard wanted me, and the people Kumba wanted me. The only went further into it was when late Pambo came to our house in Limbe. Yep, late Kosonkele.
Yes, I know.
And recruited me. Talked to my parents. Yes, he talked to my parents that I need this young man and play. He has potential, and I would need him over there. So that's how
You went to PW Kuma.
I switched from Electsport Limbe, and then when my story with PW Kuma.
Yes.